in the last campaign with Ipswich, but switch of club means he stays up in the Premier League. Former Man United man. And here's another one who used to play at Old Trafford. Well, that's Mbembo, who was, of course, at Newcastle. I was referring to Wan Bissaka, who's usually on the right-hand side there.
Well, you know, Sebastian Desabre has done a wonderful job with this team. You know, when you've seen Congolese play in the last 2 years, you know, there's a different when he took over. You know, they thought they're running the hustle and all that. Now you see them technically, they build them from the back, get the ball to the wings, get it to the midfield, and wait for the right opponent to go. So, and that's why he was, you know, nominated as one of the best coaches in the continent.
Lots of experience with his team. This is his 42nd match today in charge of Congo. It's not often a coach gets that sort of longevity in the African game.
Right, but you can see why. From the way they play.
His counterpart, Papembuna Tiao, is taking charge of only his 12th game today. He took over from Aliou Cisse last year, around about 14 months ago now.
I was talking to our French commentator earlier about the coach, and he was telling me he's Javier Reina, you know, protege, because Javier introduced him when he came to African football.
CAF President Patrice Motsepe is in the house today, and behind him, of course, the General Secretary of the organization as well. Busy schedule for the CAF President. Tries to get to as many games as he can. Shot is into the side netting from Jackson. 2 goals in the last game would have been a big confidence booster for Nicholas Jackson.
He will get those chances, he will miss those chances, and then he will score those chances. He's a player that, you know, as a striker, you know, a young man who is learning, you let them know. Get those chances, even when you miss those chances, keep going, and you will hit the back of the net eventually.
Now, Zebe loses out. Jackson, very quickly, they've got numbers back behind the ball. DR Congo. Diatta with Sa. Pepin Diatta has had his injury problems over the last 2 seasons. Monaco right back, gives the ball away, though, to Mutusami. Samuel Mutusami, playing in Greece these days, but had a great career with Nantes in the top flight of French football. Here's Elia, former Mazembe man. Inside from Elia, looking for Mutusami. And cover comes from Koulibaly. Good pressing there from Bakambu. Wins possession away. Referee says.
The way he launched in, you know, modern football, those are never allowed, you know. As fouls that we saw yesterday with the hands, you know, we all know the rules of the game. You know, when your hand, you know, smacks somebody on the face or your elbow, automatically with the law now it's a straight red card. You know, lunges like that, you have to be extra careful, because if a VAR had a sneak on something, then you are gone.
Yesterday, of course, lots of VAR interventions, but fair amount of criticism, although vast majority of those decisions absolutely correct. If you
when you play this game
laws,
as a player, as a coach, you should know the law of the game. For the fans, they know, but they will always be fans. We had our own arguments in the bus coming in.
Nyakite out wide. Mane chases on you. Ishmael Jacobs gets ahead of Wan-Bissaka. He has the square ball. Bemba clears it away.
That's my only flaws with Jacob. You know, he always get ahead of the man, but he always forget that I am ahead of the man. Let me have an extra touch, because then I'll be fouled. That's Awilo. And you know who Awilo is?
Awilo, right? Absolutely. I don't know why you're asking me that. He was the guest announcer, by the way, before we went on air. He read out the team sheets for the crowd, and really well received.
But do you know how to wingle the Awilo dance?
Now, Sa. Elia takes it away. Mutusami. Bakambu chases on here. Mendy out sweeping. That's good challenge from Mutusami, winning possession. Now, looking for Bongonda, the little pass from Sadiki, doesn't find his man.
That's unfortunate because that was a good break and could have easily been danger for Senegal.
Senegal unbeaten in the last 11 meetings between these two countries. You've got to go back to the early 70s for the last time the Congolese had success over Senegal. As we mentioned earlier, this is the 17th meeting between these two countries. Mane into the middle, header away. There have been 7 wins for Senegal, 4 for the Congolese, and 5 draws. When they met in the World Cup qualifiers, of course, they drew in Dakar, and the Senegalese winning away. Now,
that's a risky play.
Yeah, Ganagay looks a little bemused, but decision goes DR Congo's way.
He was very lucky because he lost that ball. If the referee have seen it the way it was, of course, Senegal was 3-1 on the Congolese centre back.
Mbemba. Masuaku playing at forward. He, of course, is one of 6 players from the Premier League club Sunderland. They're the European team who've given up the most players for the Cup of Nations. I'm sure their fans will be watching tonight. Bongonda at the back post. Lays it back. He has a great chance. Wan-Bissaka! Flags up. Not going to count. So presumably Bongonda offside with a header, but Wan-Bissaka denied a first goal in Congolese colours. Let's have a look here.
It was way offside.
That'll be bitter disappointment for Wan-Bissaka. Just a moment of celebration and then the realization that it was offside. Same for the coach, of course.
Yeah, well, he's on the bench. You know, we have the luxury of seeing, you know, the replay before him. But when you see, it's good to see, you know, a wing back finding himself in the 6-yard box to, you know, to hit the target like that.
There was a little bit of a check from the Algerian referee before play resumed, but confirmation of the offside against Bongonda. But Kambu was also offside, although not involved in that action. Now Diatta on this right-hand side. Masuaku, the defender, ball inside for Jackson. His first touch allows the Congolese just to get numbers back again. This is Papagay who runs things in the midfield, the man from Villarreal in La Liga. Ganagay from Everton. Nice touch, Jackson out wide. Little ball from Sarr to Jackson. Discipline defensively here from the Congolese. Everyone back behind the ball before they spread it out wide. Jacobs. And again now.
You have to look at the movement of Macau. You know, Macau, you know, on Sarr. Whenever the ball drifts wide, he drifts. Whenever the ball's he's drifting back into the midfield. And I think that's why, you know, Sebastian brought him into this game.
Well, Sadio Mane down. But the referee says play on. Went to check on Mane and then carried on with the game. Mane in the meantime up very quickly as well. Ganagay finds Jacobs. Tempo's gone down a little bit now as they're sizing each other up. I think mutual respect all too evident at the Grand Stade de Tanger on this Saturday afternoon. Clearance away by Mutusami. Nyakite from Olympique Lyonnais in France. It's Bakambu. Finds Bongonda. Now maybe something on the counter. Needs a bit of support. Pio Bongonda. He'll get the free kick. Ganagay. No sign of a card there.
He got away with it. Okay, it wasn't intentional, but, you know, a trip from the back on attack normally ends you, you know, on the books.
Only picked up a single card in the previous game. This is just confirmation of the offside line against Bongonda. I don't think there was any doubt that that was not going to count, that effort from Wan-Bissaka. So the free kick now for the trip on Bongonda. Mendy just sorting out his wall. Elia will play it square. It will be a throw-in.
That's a training ground routine, but unfortunately they didn't get it the way it has been going on the trainings.
Coach de Sabre, 49-year-old, lots of experience on the African continent. First came to coach at ASEC Abidjan in 2010. He's had a previous national team job with Uganda and a lot of club jobs across the continent. Esperance of Tunisia and Wydad Casablanca. He'll know the conditions here in Morocco well. Now Wan-Bissaka. Is that a corner or a throw-in? I think a throw-in on the far side. Yep, the linesman gets us confirmation.
We've seen 29 goals scored in the first round of the game. 2 more than the last edition, the first leg of games. No.
You're doing your homework. That's very impressive, sir.
I'm working with you, man. I need to step up my game. That shows you how our African football is growing every day. All our stars are coming to play. See, all the stars that you know have scored in the first round of the game. From the Male to the Salah, to the Ibrahimas,
yeah, certainly,
the Fosters.
Certainly gone with form up to now.
Yeah.
Whereas in Cameroon, one edition back, there were so many upsets. And of course, in the Ivory Coast or Cote d'Ivoire, last time out, the first round as well, littered with surprise results. But yeah, the big boys have flexed their muscles nice and early.
Yeah, the last edition, I think we scored 100 plus, for the whole tournament.
Bongonda sneaking down that wing, and he gets the foul. Belgian-born Bongonda comes from Charleroi. It has had a career in La Liga, was at Celta Vigo and Cadiz, and now at Spartak Moscow in Russia. His 3rd season. Senegal's coach was a squad member more than a regular when they went all the way to the quarterfinals of the World Cup, and it was him who supplied the goal for Henri Camara that saw them win in the quarterfinals in Asia 2002. So he has a special place, Bounetiao, in the Senegalese footballing history. Here's Papagay now. Mane. 50 goals, by the way, for Sadio Mane in Senegalese colours. It's a very impressive international record. Nicely worked from Jackson. Little touch from Ismail Yassar. Masuaku will clear it away. Gay again. Now Jacobs. Here's Sa, turns, and again, not that comfortable on the left, to the back post. Sane. Jacobs, Sadio Mane.
Like you rightly said, the tempo has really gone down. The Congolese, they're just sitting back now, allowing the, Senegalese to just keep passing the ball side to side and just, put pressure on them.
Hoping, of course, to catch them on the counter. There's quite a bit of pace about this Congolese side. Bongonda, we've seen already with 2 runs down their right. Here's Jacobs. Iliman Ndiaye looking to get things going. Good turn from him. On the edge of the area. Here they come. Sadio Mane's taken over. Square ball, Jackson. Oh, he's put it wide. What a chance there.
What a chance. What a chance, what a chance, what a chance. You know, they did everything right. You know, the combination play between Mane and Diana, and then, you know, pull back. But unfortunately, you know, Jackson couldn't hit the back of the net.
The strength here of Njai and Sadio Mane with a wonderful pullback. Jackson on the left foot, in between the two defenders, inches away. Of course, he's moved this season to the Bundesliga, Jackson, with Bayern Munich.
A controversial move. End up at the airport. They phoned him to come back. He said, "I'm not going back because I know I don't have my place." And then he's doing pretty well. You know, he's playing, coming off the bench, scoring when he starts calls for, you know, for Bayern Munich.
I suppose at a relatively young age, it doesn't hurt you to have Harry Kane as your teammate and mentor.
Yeah. Diaz is there. You know, they're packed with you know, stars of players that you can really learn from.
Sadio Mane, of course, played there after he left Liverpool and now in Saudi Arabia. Gana Gueye for Senegal. Midway point of the first half here in Tanger. Diakité was a former French junior international. He'll get the free kick.
I would think, you know, teams should, you know, should emulate what Mali did in the game against Morocco, the host, yesterday. You know, because they didn't sit back. They went toe to toe because they know they have the talent. You know, and you have a good depth on your bench. You know, bringing those players off the bench, and they continue where they stayed. And you know, if Congolese can go, they have the quality. Why sit back? Why don't you push forward and see what you can come out with? 3 points can make you get you into the next round anyway, before the next game against Botswana, which you already know in your head maybe you're going to end up picking 3 points.
And Bemba feels he touched the ball there, but that's going to be a free kick against him. Yeah, the Morocco game with Mali ending in a 1-1 draw, and certainly a good second half performance from Mali, who felt perhaps 1 or 2 decisions could have gone their way. They might well have upset the hosts.
Yeah. They had some quality, you know, breaks, in the second half, in the last 5 minutes of the game, which unfortunately decision making and good defensive work by the Moroccan centre backs that stopped them from going ahead.
Great fans in African football, but I'm not sure how long that gentleman can hold that pose. Lionel Mpassi is the goalkeeper, 30-year-old, who this season has moved to Le Havre in the French First Division. He's never played a game in the First Division in his career over a decade, but he might get a chance this season. He's been the backup goalkeeper so far at club level. Now it bounces around and it's missed again. This time Ismail Yassar. The defense got themselves in a bit of a mix-up there.
They did. The cross came in, and unfortunately they both went for the same area ball, and the ball sat very, very well for Sarr. But what is Sarr thinking about? That's definitely the net should have purged on this time. I just hope that it doesn't bite them, towards the continuation of the game.
2 good chances in the last couple of minutes for Senegal to open the lead here. There is this little bit of a confidence advantage they have over Congo, having come from 2 down to beat them away from home just 3 months ago.
You expect, with this opening and those chances, the quality that Senegalese have on the field, they will definitely gonna create those chances.
Gana Gueye. Out wide is Jacobs. Now, delivery headed back by Sarr, but it will fall for Sadike, who finds Elia. A little burst of pace here from Mishak Elia. Neatly done by Koulibaly, though. And the whistle sounds. It'll be a free kick for the Congolese. And the first yellow of the game. It'll go to Papagay.
I'm just waiting to see, the replay, because it's like he had his foot on the ball.
Well, he looks a little bemused there, Papagay. Now this is Elia. Koulibaly with the initial challenge. That might be a little harsh on the Senegalese.
Yeah, definitely, because he got his foot right on the ball. Sometimes you fall a victim, and sometimes again you have room to to appeal, and then the card get withdrawn. It's good to see family and friends hanging out and having fun in this beautiful stadium.
Home support as well. Morocco with 4 points from their opening 2 games in Group A. They finish on Monday the group phase against Zambia in Rabat. We'll be looking to make sure of their place.
It's a viral picture video going around about when Nigeria played Tanzania. A guy and a female who were exchanging number, and then they wrote underneath it, in 12, 15 years, they will have a dual nationality. One will probably play for Tanzania or for Nigeria.
Masuaku inside here to Mutusami. Gets past one challenge, gets it wide to Bongonda. Might be a little too strong for Mutusami. A little uncertain what to do. He glided past the defender, and so many options, including maybe having a bit of a shot from range, and instead overcooked it to Bongonda.
Yeah, definitely. There's a blue shirt. When Saka was beside him, you can just roll it, play 2-1, and get the ball behind Koulibaly. Unfortunately, decision making, I keep repeating that word, in our African football, we're really struggling on that.
This is going to be a throw-in for the Congolese. Inspirational captain, fantastic there, Chancel Mbemba. Got the winning goal against Cameroon in the closing stages in that World Cup playoff. Remember, they were here in Morocco in November.
Yeah, the experience, that you have. Koulibaly leading the Senegalese and Mbemba leading the Congolese team.
Then, of course, Mbemba got the decisive penalty in the shootout against Nigeria as well in the playoffs. So well versed with conditions here in Morocco, having had 2 matches last month, the Congolese. Here comes Senegal now with Jackson. This is Jacobs. Ghana Gay. Gay made his debut for Senegal in 2011. 14 years now he's been an international, 122 caps.
And a regular. And they've tried as much as possible not to miss any game. Very disciplined tactically, discipline in the head, as a human being.
Well, besides 1 or 2 punches on a teammate, but...
Yeah, well, they had a rematch on the training ground, when a player like that, when one incident like that happens, something spiced it up, because he's a player that is always quiet, calm. You never see him in any tussle. I think the whole world was surprised what really happened.
Half an hour gone here in Tangier. Konzebe in a little bit of pressure there from Imanindai. Passing forward. This is going to fall for Mane. Jackson leaves it behind. Cleared up by Mutusami. Elia. Driving forward now was Bakambu on side. It wouldn't have mattered.
Captain, fantastic. Always there, to do the dirty job.
There he is again, Khalidou Koulibaly. Mane, lovely ball in for Jackson. Good sliding challenge from Chancellor Mbemba to cut that out. Mbemba to Marku. It's the return pass. Wan-Bissaka. Now, was there a little touch there from Jacobs? No. Linesman says goal kick.
Good defensive work by Jacob. You saw that he overran the ball and then, he just shielded him up.
This was that earlier chance. Jackson, ball just kind of sticking there for the big man, but lots of defensive attention for him too. You can see, of course, the fans all mixed up in the stadium here. There's no Congolese section or Senegalese section. Nice to see that atmosphere of bonhomie.
That's what football brings.
Good cross. Mutusami to clear. Elia. Not been much for Bakambu up front to feast on.
It's a harmful, isn't it, Bakambu? He never allows, defender to have a breather.
He had a storied career as well. He's at Real Betis this season. Senegal, by the way, one loss in their last 29 internationals. It's a very impressive run of form. That defeat was by Brazil just last month in the friendly at the Emirates Stadium in London. The Congo coming into this game unbeaten in their last 5, 4 wins and a draw. And the draw was against Nigeria. Of course, they went on to win on post-match penalties there, so they'll be full of confidence too. Yakute, this might fall for Elia. Neatly done by Ghana Gay. Saw the danger, got there quickly.
And the draw against Nigeria was even meant to, because the game shouldn't have gone to penalties, because they dominated the game when they need to.
Jai. Sadiki will clear only as far as Diatta. Well, the Congolese feel it's their throw in, but
it looks like.
Or Bakambu told to back off. The linesman flagged it for Senegal.
It looks like they got away with that. He got his spot on. The lineman got his spot on.
Now, let's see what Koulibaly might be able to set up here for Senegal. We've had 35 minutes in this first half, another 10 to the break. Jackson, Gay, out wide is Diatta. With the right foot. Curling towards Mane at the back post. Little touch in there for Njai. Gay, he's got a powerful shot. Now, free kick for Senegal in a very good position. And a bemused look there from Mutusami. Was there a handball in there?
I'm waiting for the replay to really see what happened.
Oh, set piece opportunity as we approach half time. A fortuitous one too for Senegal. And they keep up their scoring form. Let's have a look here. Mane played it back in. Difficult to figure out, Daniel.
Yeah, I couldn't see what really happened. There is. He thought it was a handball, but you know, the ball struck him on his feet. So maybe there's something else that we didn't see. But if they end up conceding a goal here, it will be a very controversial goal, isn't it? And there are talks that you know, VAR will come into play in most of the plays now, from you know, corner kicks, throw-ins, and the incidents like that. But now it will just end up making the game, you know, being stopped so often. But it's better for them to go to the VAR than for you to, you know, to consider goal where a goal shouldn't have been scored.
Well, let's see what Senegal do here. Mane is over the ball along with Gay. Koulibaly's now joined Sadio Mane. He's passed on a little message that came from all the way from the goalkeeper Mende. He might know something. Sadio Mane is wide. Curls it just wide of the right-hand post of DR Congo goalkeeper.
He caught everybody, you know, unaware. We all expecting the ball to go to the right. Even the goalkeeper, you can see he scooped, you know, towards his left hand, but then the ball went to his right hand.
And again, another opportunity that sails by the post of the Congolese. Certainly now, Senegal have had the better of the chances. But it's DR Congo have had the ball nestled in the back of the opposing net. Wan-Bissaka's effort ruled offside. Here's Elia. Now, what can he conjure up? Little cross inside. Bongonda's at the back post, so is Jacobs.
They're always there for their second ball. That's something I'm sure that they really work on, and it's very impressive to see. You want to win games, always get your second ball.
Oh, there were two chasing there, Mutasami and Bongonda, who said, leave it to me. Now, Bakambu. Masuaku finds Elia. Ishak Elia won honours with Tipi Mazembe in the old days of glory for the team from Lubumbashi.
Senegal's turn, you know, to sit back and allow, you know, the Congolese to keep passing the ball around and look for the opening.
Masuaku's shot was straight at Ismail Yassar. That's a little too strong for Sadike. So 40 minutes gone, 5 to the break. Still no goals here. This was always going to be a tight affair between these two.
The sun is coming out, but it's still getting down to the field. It's good to see a bit of warm on the field.
Immaculate playing conditions, it must be said, across Morocco for this tournament, ensuring best playing facilities for all of the teams concerned. Cross into the middle. Bemba with a clearing header. Just keeps coming back from Senegal. Here's Koulibaly. Referee, having thought about that, has given Bakambu the free kick.
Called it right. Gay thinking, what can we do next?
A little touch in the back there from Gay's foot, but
yeah, that's a foul.
It took the referee a while, and he blew for Cedric Bakambu. Up and ready to resume. Now Bongonda on the right-hand side. Away he goes. Little burst of pace. Still he keeps going. Has he got the free kick? Foul by Sadio Mane. He's been probing down that right-hand side, Bongonda, throughout the first half.
Yeah, a beautiful run, you know, from Bissaka. I think he should have, you know, roll the ball behind the defense for him. He got speed. You can see how frustrated Sebastian was because that was the decision. He should have, rolled the ball behind the line, and Wan-Bissaka will definitely be there. And we know how, he tops the ball back from crosses and stuff.
Looks as if Masuaku is going to take the free kick. Lots of blue shirts in that penalty area. Looking to maybe get a little touch in there. Big frame of Mbemba. Comes off the head of Nyakite. Sadiki with Ismail Yassar, who clears. Mane winning the challenge there. Njai with his strength gets ahead of Bongonda. Suddenly Senegal on the attack, but Sadio Mane has a look up. The decision is a corner. Well, they had to chase all the way back, having pushed all those players forward. A lung-busting run back down the field for many of the Congolese.
Both Congolese and Senegalese, it was a very good break. All the lungs will be popping right now, but it was a beautiful swinging ball from, Osiaku, but unfortunately there was no Congolese player to get behind that.
Crepin Diata with the right foot will curl this away over the head of Koulibaly, and the foul by the Senegalese captain. Little pushing there from Koulibaly. We were going to have a free kick here for DR Congo.
Hope nothing serious, the captain. That's a foul any day. And on coming down, you can see Koulibaly stepped on his his Achilles. That could definitely be painful.
Aerial view of this magnificent venue. The stadium is already earmarked to be used in the 2030 World Cup when Morocco co-hosts with Portugal and Spain. They've yet to decide where the final will be, and there'll be a fair amount of jostling, you would think, between Casablanca, Lisbon, Rabat, Madrid.
We are well overdue to have a final in the African continent, isn't it?
Bongonda. Now Jackson gets stuck again for Jackson. Does well though. Mane is onside. Ball's in play as well. Mane will attack. Easily done by Sadio Mane. Now Njai. Papagay! Oh, just turned around by Mpasi.
Beautiful save by Mpasi. Strong hands. He saw the ball all the way coming in. Well, that's a good things like, players like this you expect from Senegal. A good break. Sane made that run, took the player on one-on-one, left him for dead, and then, unselfishness, laid the back on for Diane, and then he did the same thing. And oh, what a save from the goalkeeper.
Left-footed effort by Papagay. Left Marseille at the end of last season to play for Villarreal. 2 minutes of stoppage time added on at the end of the 45. We're into stoppage time now.
Statistics, 40, 45 minutes, always a goal always comes in. The high percentage. So defenders have to be wary, because when you go to sleep, something like that. That should be a good break, from Congo.
Here comes Elia. Needs a bit of support. Masuaku.
Captain, fantastic. He went in for a cross to score, made his way back. Before he gets to his own position, you have to help the midfield stop that attack. Doing very, very well in Al Hilal in Saudi Arabian League.
The Cup of Nations for Kalidou Koulibaly. This is going to fall for Bakambu. Bakil. Sadiki. Elia. Masuaku. Mukau, the 21-year-old from Lille in France, who is the only change in the two sides for today's lineup. Senegal keeping an unchanged outfit from the team that beat Botswana in their group opener. And of course, Congolese one against Benin. Just the one change there with Bukau coming in for Edo Kayembe.
You can see his knowledge of the game. Center backs push in, then who becomes, you know, the center back. You know, he drops into that space and then wait for play. When the ball was switched, then he moved into the attack with the team. It's a good inclusion in the team.
Right on cue, the end of 2 minutes of stoppage time, and we hit the half here with no goals.